What's going on, everybody? The world is a better place because you are here to join us. My name is Matt Brown, and I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. And it is Monday, September 30th, 2024. And we are about to talk about week 5. That's right, week 5 in the college football season already. Before we get into all of that, I just want to remind you to like and subscribe to the Productive Conversations podcast on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. And don't forget to check us out exclusively across all social media platforms on Instagram at Productive Conversations Podcast, X and Twitter at ProdConvoPod. We're on TikTok at Productive Conversations and Facebook at Productive Conversations. And we always thank and want to support our big sponsor, Magic Mind. Seriously, get a shot of Magic Mind, and I'm telling you, with our exclusive discount code, you are about to get a product that will truly enhance and make your life better. With its signature nootropics, Magic Mind is able to reduce your inflammation, enhance mental clarity, have you more focused throughout the day, and it is a great product that will make your life better. I promise. Go to magicmind.com/PCMB and use discount code PCMB20 for 20% off your first one-time purchase or 48% off your first subscription. Again, thank you to Magic Mind, and check out the description on. You can also check out the exclusive link on the description below on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. So yes, back in the groove. We did not have our Friday show. We did not have our show on Friday, our tweet cap. That's because I actually got in a mishap. I had a flat tire out in Westchester County right before we were supposed to record. But I left it so I would be right on time for recording. Then I hit a flat tire, and you know how that mess that causes a lot of stress. But we were able to recover. Everything is all good, and I have a warranty on those tires, so no other issue there. But sorry, that's why we weren't around on Friday, but we're back in a normal groove. And on top of this, you will also see our week 4 NFL recap. And then we're back on Tuesday with another regular tweet cap. Plus, we got MLB postseason coverage this week as well. And then our picks, and then another tweet cap after that. So busy week. So let's get to it. Let's talk about college football. So the way I'm going to start these college football shows now is look at the top 10, the top 25, which is released now. And after Alabama's big win over Georgia, which we will obviously discuss after this, they actually went up 3 spots and now are back in the number 1 spot. First time in a long time, Alabama's back as the number 1 school in the country under Kellen DeBoer, staying undefeated and all that good stuff. Despite another convincing, dominating win, Texas does go down a spot. Ohio State stays the same. Tennessee goes up 1. They continue to stay undefeated. Obviously, Georgia's down to 5 after this tough loss. And then they were the number 2 spot. Oregon goes up a couple spots. Penn State. The U goes down 1 despite a win, but there was a little too close for comfort, if you will, against Virginia Tech. Missouri goes up with some spots. Michigan as well. USC. Ole Miss, tough loss against Kentucky. They go down 6 spots. LSU, Notre Dame, Clemson, Iowa State, BYU all go up in the ranks. Utah has a tough loss, and they go down 8 spots. They are now ranked 18th. The Sooners, Kansas State, Boise State all go up. Boise State rocking and rolling. In Louisville going down 7 spots. Illinois is going down 5, and then we had Texas A&M go down 1. But that will round out the AP top 25 pool. So let's talk about some of the big games that got us to this position. Now, if you noticed, I went 1-2 this week in my college football picks. Nope, not what we were expecting. But the one I did pick, and the one I felt was a big lock, was Alabama plus 2.5. That's when I got it. It went down to plus 1.5 for Bama as the underdog, and they defeat Georgia in no doubt a modern classic, no doubt the best college football game of the year. And at one point, when Alabama was up 28-0, somehow Georgia rolled all the way back. And at one point, it was 34-33. And then a 74-yard touchdown with the young kid, 17-year-old Ryan Williams, takes it all the way back. Riley Williams. Milroe throws Riley a 75-yarder. Riley Williams. Just a series before, you had Carson Beck with his 74-yard touchdown to take the lead. But ultimately, it goes down to the wire. Carson Beck throws an interception in the end zone, and Alabama, huge statement victory. Obviously, the biggest win in Kellen DeBoer's career up until this point. And now we have to watch out for Bama. As I mentioned, running game is lethal. Jalen Milroe is now a Heisman candidate, and clearly plenty of weapons around. No doubt one of the best offenses in the entire country. And as for Georgia, as we know, Kirby Smart's still not able to knock out Bama, and I believe he's 1-6 all-time against Bama. Also almost getting upset by Kentucky, which clearly is a much better program than people expected. Now Georgia is on the hot seat. One win, can't afford to lose anymore if they want to win this conference in what's clearly going to be a very competitive SEC down the wire. But impressive win by Bama, statement victory by Bama, and clearly they, under Kellen DeBoer, this offense especially is clicking. Yeah, you want the defense to hold more discipline. Giving up 34 points is a lot, but as the season progresses, I'm sure the defense will be able to figure itself out. But awesome win by Alabama. Classic. Watch that home. Watch that live. Good stuff. And I want to talk about the next one. I did not cover with this minus 17.5, but Miami had to make a comeback against. They had to make a comeback themselves against the Virginia Tech Hokies, who played incredible. They were forcing turnovers. They were giving Cam Warren a hard time, and the offense was able to score when it mattered the most. But even if this cost them a couple spots in the rankings, I don't think it should cost Cam Ward's Heisman Trophy candidacy, because in the fourth quarter alone, we saw him break tackles, we saw him show the accurate arm he has, and we showed how powerful of a runner he can be as well. Going 8 for 11 for 88 yards in the fourth quarter alone. And then with a very exciting fourth quarter play, a Hail Mary in the end zone, which I thought Virginia Tech was. I thought watching that Virginia Tech got the interception. It was called a touchdown on the field. There was not substantial evidence to overturn it. And the University of Miami sweat out a big victory at home in Miami Gardens. And yeah, that was close, really, really close. But stay a top 10 team in the nation, still undefeated in the ACC, and let's see how Miami can bounce back next week. The other one, as we mentioned, Kentucky almost took out the Bulldogs, but very, very close game. But instead, they actually take out the number 6 Ole Miss with some ballsy calls from Mark Stoops. Mark Stoops, who's clearly been able to turn this program around in the last few years. We could even point in some ballsy fourth down plays. We could talk about going on. Let me. What was it? So they were 4th and 7 on Kentucky's own 19-yard line. They decided to go for it, and they pull it off. And defeating Ole Miss by pressuring the quarterback, making plays when they need to on the offense, and just not succumbing to pressure. And look what happened. Kentucky, huge upset victory over Ole Miss. Good to see what they are doing there. And then we had Arch Manning again. Despite losing the number 1 seed in the nation this week, and this is clearly because they didn't play that tough an opponent, but Arch Manning, 3 touchdowns over Mississippi State. They win 35-13. The rushing game was good as expected as well. And yeah, Texas in their first ever SEC game, they get a big victory over Mississippi State. And as Quinn Ewers still week to week, you can at least feel good that Arch Manning can lead this team clearly. Another big big thing to talk about. We had number 9 ranked Penn State taking on number 19th ranked Illinois out in Happy Valley during the whiteout. And it was all the running game that had Illinois on their backs, could not stop the run. Nick Singleton's his name, 102 yards on the ground. And Penn State gets a big victory, gives them a couple of spots up in the ranks, staying in the top 10. And Penn State gets an important victory for their program. And forgive me, let me just get the score. And that ultimately ended with Penn State winning 21-7 and making people feeling very happy out in rural Pennsylvania. All right, what else has we got? We had another thing I could not slightly at +6.5. Louisville does not cover against Notre Dame. I thought Louisville was going to run with it. It was a much closer game than expected. But Riley Leonard, who is a quarterback that people definitely want to see him stride well, but at home stays dominant, and they get the comeback victory. And Louisville looked like for a second might have had it, but Riley Leonard leads them to a big comeback at home, and Notre Dame getting a important victory. And then we had Auburn almost pull off the upset against Oklahoma, but the Sooners take it. Colorado over the University of Central Florida. Big victory for Colorado. I mean, Shedeur, 290 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns. And he made over 80% of his passes. And Travis Hunter staying a top Heisman candidate nominee, 9 receptions, 89 yards, and a touchdown just on offense. Now on defense, he gets an interception, gets some tackles, and Colorado on the road all the way to the University of Central Florida, which is a pretty good team. They end their undefeated start, and Colorado 4-1, looking much improved. Even got a vote in the AP rankings. Hopefully they could get some more dominating victories and get themselves back into the mix. But most importantly, get themselves in big conference games that are going to start soon in the Big 12. And then on Friday night, Rutgers over Washington. They start their Big 10 season. They defeat Washington on Friday night. Monangai, the running back, looking like one of the top running backs in the nation. Good stuff there for Rutgers. Big win for Jersey. Florida State gets beaten down by the SMU Tigers. Florida State now 1-4. This was a team that arguably should have been in the college football It arguably should have been in the college football playoff last year. And now with a horrific 1-4 start, and nobody's clearly trusting what they have moving forward. And give credit to Ohio State defeating Michigan State by an easy 38-7 victory. And watch out for Jeremiah Smith turning out as one of the best wideouts in the United States of America. Let's look at his line this past weekend. 2 touchdowns in the first half alone. Five receptions, 83 yards. And somebody who's literally becoming a problem here. Can't wait to see the season progress and see how far he moves amongst the other great weapons that Ohio State has. But that will wrap things up. Good work. We had my brothers, Tommy. His FCS team played FAU. It was close in the first half. FAU did run away with it. But proud of the Wagner Seahawks. But they do need to start getting ready for their crucial conference matchups as well. Well, that's our college football show this week. Check us back on Thursday as we do our picks for week 6 of the college football season, just about halfway there. And also don't forget our week 4 NFL recap that has been released as well on all podcasting platforms and YouTube. Check out the tweet cap on Tuesday and Friday. Check out MLB postseason on Wednesday. And let's keep on keeping on as the leaves are changing out in the Northeast. But my name is Matt Brown. I am the host of the Productive Conversations podcast. We'll see you all very soon, and much love. Bye-bye.